where we get to discover the best approaches to deliver quality and timely service to our clients. After work, I enjoy a variety of experiences in Beijing with my colleagues. I am Joyce. Diversity and inclusion is at the heart of AIIB. This is the AIIB way.
Hi, I'm Andrea. I come from France.
Hi, I'm Ika from Indonesia.
Hi, I am Daniela and I am from Peru.
AIIB's Graduate Program is a 2-year rotational program designed for early career professionals. You will gain hands-on experience across investment, finance, risk, strategy, environment, and more.
We provide structured training, mentorship, and opportunities to work on real projects that advance sustainable infrastructure across Asia and beyond.
If you hold a bachelor's with 2 years of experience or a master's with 1 year, this program is for you. Applications for the 2026 graduate program are now open. Apply today and build the infrastructure of tomorrow with AIIB.
2026 Young Talent Program is now open. Apply today!
The Legal Associate Program is a truly unique program where you get exposure to a wide range of projects in multiple different countries and sectors, both in Asia and globally.
The graduate program has been instrumental in shaping my professional development. AIIB is my first multilateral development bank experience, and through the rotational programs, I've been able to actively contribute to different departments as well as to the bank's continuous growth.
The Legal Associates Program has been instrumental in my professional development. Through this program, I managed to take part in high-stake projects in Asia and beyond, together with colleagues from various departments.
The level of trust that was shown in me from management was probably my favorite part of the program. From day one, I got to take full responsibility over a wide range of projects and products.
My favorite part about the program was meeting and making deep connections and friendships with my cohort as well as across the bank. Having joined the bank together as a cohort and navigating the 2 years together, we've been able to build even stronger connections, and hopefully this will continue throughout after the program as well.
My favorite part of the program was to be able to work with professionals from different backgrounds, including investment professionals and other experts. This allowed me to extend my professional network and to benefit from the wisdom of colleagues.
I would say that one should consider how one's particular experience can be an asset to AIIB and the legal department. It's also important to remember that it's not necessary to have a banking or finance background to be a successful lawyer at AIIB. Our lawyers come from all different kinds of backgrounds.
My first advice would be to just apply. Taking the first step is often the hardest, but as long as you get your application in, you're already halfway there.
If you are planning to apply to the Legal Associates Program, my advice would be to approach it with a growth mindset and to be prepared to challenge yourself.
I think it's important to have an open mind, be open to trying different kinds of new things, including new areas of law that one hasn't been exposed to before. I also think it's important to have a can-do attitude and be a good listener.
I think having a strong work ethic and a positive attitude are essential for success, not only in this program, but at AIIB in general.
A proactive and self-driven approach would be the most important to be able to benefit the most from the program's opportunities.
Growing up in Kenya, I witnessed various projects being financed by multilateral development banks, and I too wanted to be part of an MDB and use my professional skills for the global good. However, most MDBs do not have junior level positions. They require applicants to have years and years of professional experience. AIIB is unique as it has genuine opportunities for young professionals. Its legal associate program gives young lawyers like me the opportunity to be exposed to different areas of law, be mentored by, and work with skilled and very experienced colleagues. Also, the opportunity to relocate to a different continent and experience new cultures was very appealing. This has been the best career move for me. I get to collaborate with colleagues from all over the world with different professional backgrounds. It's not just about working together, rather, it's that everyone's voice matters. This results in a richness of ideas where we get to discover the best approaches to deliver quality and timely service to our clients. After work, I enjoy a variety of experiences in Beijing with my colleagues. I am Joyce. Diversity and inclusion is at the heart of AIIB. This is the AIIB way.
Hi, I'm Andrea. I come from France.
Hi, I'm Ika from Indonesia.
Hi, I am Daniela, and I am from Peru.
AIIB's Graduate Program is a 2-year rotational program designed for early career professionals. You will gain hands-on experience across investment, finance, risk, strategy, environment, and more.
We provide structured training, mentorship, and opportunities to work on real projects that advance sustainable infrastructure across Asia and beyond.
If you hold a bachelor's with 2 years of experience or a master's with 1 year, this program is for you. Applications for the 2026 graduate program are now open. Apply today and build the infrastructure of tomorrow with AIIB.
2026 Young Talent Program is now open. Apply today!
The Legal Associate Program is a truly unique program where you get exposure to a wide range of projects in multiple different countries and sectors, both in Asia and globally.
The graduate program has been instrumental in shaping my professional development. AIIB is my first multilateral development bank experience, and through the rotational programs, I've been able to actively contribute to different departments as well as to the bank's continuous growth.
The Legal Associates Program has been instrumental in my professional development. Through this program, I managed to take part in high-stake projects in Asia and beyond, together with colleagues from various departments.
The level of trust that was shown in me from management was probably my favorite part of the program. From day one, I got to take full responsibility over a wide range of projects and products.
My favorite part about the program was meeting and making deep connections and friendships with my cohort as well as across the bank. Having joined the bank together as a cohort and navigating the 2 years together, we've been able to build even stronger connections, and hopefully this will continue throughout after the program as well.
My favorite part of the program was to be able to work with professionals from different backgrounds, including investment professionals and other experts. This allowed me to extend my professional network and to benefit from the wisdom of colleagues.
I would say that one should consider how one's particular experience can be an asset to AIIB and the legal department. It's also important to remember that it's not necessary to have a banking or finance background to be a successful lawyer at AIIB. Our lawyers come from all different kinds of backgrounds.
My first advice would be to just apply. Taking the first step is often the hardest, but As long as you get your application in, you're already halfway there.
If you're planning to apply to the Legal Associates program, my advice would be to approach it with a growth mindset and to be prepared to challenge yourself.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, distinguished guests, esteemed speakers, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to all participants joining us today. My name is Dewi, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to our sharing session entitled Preparing Future Professionals for Global Careers, Strategies and Pathways through AIIB Young Talent Programs. Before we begin our program, let us listen to the Indonesian national anthem, Indonesia Raya. On behalf of the organizers, I would like to once again extend my warm greetings to all participants, our distinguished guests, and of course, our esteemed speakers. We are delighted to see participants joining us from Indonesia and abroad, including LPDP awardees, alumni, and members of the general public. Thank you for taking the time to be part of this discussion, as today's session is highly important, not only to prepare applicants for the AIIB Young Talent Program, a prestigious program that enables the best global talents to contribute directly to AIIB, but also to strengthen Indonesia's presence and influence on the global stage. In the next 2 hours, we will hear valuable insights on how to craft a strong application and succeed in the selection progress of AIIB Young Talent Program. So please stay engaged and don't hesitate to ask as many questions as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, to commence this program, I would like to kindly invite Ibu Masita Kristalin, Director General of Financial Sector Stability and Development, Ministry of Finance, to deliver her opening remarks. Ibu Marshita, the screen is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Good evening, distinguished colleague from AIIB, friends from LPDP, and most importantly, future global professionals of Indonesia. It is a very great pleasure for me to welcome all of you to this sharing session on preparing future professional for global careers, strategies and pathway through AIIB Young Talent Program. I would like to start with a simple but very important message. Indonesia does not only need to be present in the global development forums, we need to also be influential in them. And influence in today's world is built not only through capital and policies, but also through our people. Ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia is an active and committed member of multilateral development banks. We are member of the World Bank, ADB, IsDB, and particularly for tonight is AIIB, where Indonesia is a founding member and a significant shareholder. We sit at the table as the governor, the alternate governor, and also executive directors. So institutionally, Indonesia's voice is inside the institution itself. However, if we are being honest with ourselves, our professional representative inside this institution has not yet matched Indonesia's demographic weight, economic potential, and also regional leadership role. This is the gap that we need to close together, and this is where you could come in. Friends, those of you who is coming today or watching this YouTube, today multilateral development banks are no longer just lenders. They're also knowledge institution, policy influencers, and also global thought leaders. AIIB in particular is a fast-growing institution with a clear mandate: infrastructure for tomorrow. Infrastructure that is sustainable, inclusive, resilient, and future-oriented. To be able to deliver this mandate, AIIB definitely needs a lot of young talents who are technically strong, globally minded, adaptable, and also driven by purpose. And we're hoping that you're part of this team. This is why tonight we will sharing the AIIB Young Talent Program. This program is very important and not just for AIIB, but also for Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, the Young Talent Program, whether through the graduate program, legal associate program, or global internship program, are not just recruitment scheme. They are strategic pipeline. They offer structured learning, hands-on exposure to real infrastructure projects, close mentorship, and direct involvement in AIIB's operations across regions and also different sectors. For Indonesia, encouraging more of our young professionals to enter this pipeline serve at least three strategic purposes. First, it will strengthen Indonesia's long-term influence when AIIB by ensuring that Indonesia's perspective, experience, and development realities are also reflected in the institution's day-to-day thinking. Second, it accelerates human capital development. Alumni of MDBs return with world-class skill, global networks, and institutional experience that will benefit Indonesia, whether they will remain in the international organization, move to another international organization, or to return and serve at the national level. Third, it positions Indonesia not just as a beneficiary of global development finance, but also as a co-creator of global solutions and institutions. Dear participants, many of you who are here today are LPDP awardees, ongoing recipients, and also alumni. You are among Indonesia's finest investment in human capital. The government believes in you, we believe in you, but belief alone is not enough. What matters is how you translate the opportunity that you have into impact, and we're hoping that you're making a global impact. Let me be very clear. Global careers are not about prestige. They are about also responsibility. Working in institutions like AIIB requires more than strong academic credential. It requires intellectual humility, cultural sensitivity, integrity, teamwork, and also the ability to operate in complex and multicultural environment. That is why today's session is not only about how you can apply, but also about how to prepare yourself properly, from crafting a really strong CV. Do not undermine this. Articulating your achievement to presenting yourself confidently and authentically in the interviews process. Colleagues, if there's one message I want you to take home today, it is the do not underestimate the competition. Indonesia's professionals are increasingly respected globally. Your academic background, your field experience, and your understanding of emerging economy challenge. These are your assets, but they also must be communicated clearly, strategically, and also professionally. Please use this session. Don't be shy. Ask a lot of questions. Learn from our AIIB colleague. Understand what they are really looking for. And also start to prepare early because excellence will never be built overnight. To close, the Ministry of Finance, together with LPDP, is fully committed to supporting Indonesia's talent pipeline into multilateral institutions, including AIIB. This is part of our broader effort to ensure that Indonesia is not only growing economically, but also shaping the rules, the ideas, and the institutions of the global economy. To all participants, we look forward to seeing more Indonesian, not just applying, but succeeding in AIIB and also other multilateral development banks and institutions. Please stay in touch with us. There will be more events like this in the coming future. I wish you an inspiring and also a productive session. Thank you and enjoy the discussion. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Ibu Masita, for the insightful opening remarks and for highlighting the strategic importance of strengthening Indonesia's human capital presence in multilateral institutions, particularly AIIB. Next, from AIIB, it is my pleasure to invite Ms. Asma Saik, Director General of the Human Resources Department of the AIIB, to deliver her opening remarks. Ms. Asma, the screen is yours.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuhu. Good evening and warm greetings to everyone joining us from Indonesia across our membership. It is a real pleasure to open today's session, and I would like to begin by thanking our colleagues and partners in Indonesia, including the Ministry of Finance, for the strong collaboration that has made this webinar possible. Your continued engagement reflects a shared commitment to building future talent for multilateral development. Indonesia is not only a founding member, but also an important shareholder for AIIB. It is also a strategic partner whose people, perspectives, and leadership matter greatly to the development work we do across Asia and beyond. With its strong talent base, demographic advantage, and increasing engagement in global development, Indonesia represents a vital source of future professionals for AIIB and for the multilateral system more broadly. Against this backdrop, AIIB has entered a defining moment in its evolution. Last year, we celebrated our 10th anniversary, a milestone that marks not only how far we have come, but also how much lies ahead. The past decade, a very happening decade for us, was about building the institution, establishing our mandate, setting our standards, and delivering impact across regions. Today, we are moving decisively into our next phase, a phase of exponential growth. We are expanding our operations, strengthening our global footprint, and investing in regional offices around the world to be closer to our clients and members. This is an exciting moment in the bank's evolution. And it is precisely what makes now one of the best times to join AIIB. As we grow, one thing is clear. Our future depends on the strength of our people. At AIIB, talent is not an afterthought. It is a strategic priority. We are committed to becoming a global employer of choice by 2030. Me and my team, one of my team members is here, Brian. We are fully committed to deliver to this vision of ours, which is to become global employer of choice by 2030. And that means offering more than just jobs. It means offering meaningful careers, clear development pathways, and the opportunity to grow with the institution. This is where our Young Talent Program all these programs play a very, very critical role. These programs are designed as true career pathways, not temporary experiences. They allow early career professionals to gain hands-on exposure to complex, real-world development work while learning directly from experienced colleagues across functions and regions. One of AIB's strengths is that we are still a relatively young and agile institution. This creates a unique environment for learning and growth. Our teams are lean, responsibilities are real, and young professionals are trusted early on to contribute, stretch, and lead. Career development is therefore not linear. It is dynamic. And I must say it's extremely dynamic. We place strong emphasis on career paths, internal mobility, and continuous learning so that our people can evolve as the institution evolves. Today's session is about opportunity and preparation. It is about learning and helping you understand what AIIB looks for, how our young talent programs work, and how you can position yourselves competitively for global careers in development finance and overall all the functions. So it is also about showing you that AIIB is a place where careers are built, not just started. To the young professionals joining us today, if you're looking for a career that offers purpose, challenge, learning, and global exposure, this is the moment, and this is the institution. So we hope today's discussion give you clarity, confidence, and inspiration that we very much look forward to seeing some of you grow with AIB in the years ahead. So thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much, Ibu Asma, for your valuable remarks, giving us a little background on AIIB. And we also appreciate for AIIB's continued support in nurturing young talents from Indonesia and beyond. Before we begin the discussion, I would like to inform all participants that we will have a dedicated Q&A session after the presentation. You are welcome to submit your questions in the chat box at any time. Our speakers will address these questions during the Q&A session later or respond directly in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed to our first speaker. He will deliver a presentation on how to crafting your application. To deliver this session, we are pleased to welcome Mr. Brian Carlo Hippolito. Hello, Mr. Brian. Mr. Brian is a human resources professional with 14 years of experience in global talent acquisition across international organizations. He is currently a senior HR officer for talent acquisition at the AIIB based in Beijing, China, where he works on recruiting diverse, internationally mobile talent to support infrastructure financing and development across Asia and beyond. He is in charge of recruitment for AIIB's Young Talent Program. Mr. Brian, the screen is yours.
Right. Thank you, Devi. Thank you to the Ministry of Finance, Indonesia, LPDP. Thank you to the organizers. Thank you for having us in tonight's session. And I appreciate the time that all of you have devoted to attend tonight's session. And I'll make sure every minute of it will be worth it. So I am tasked in this evening session, in this next 30 minutes, to give you insider tips. I usually would have a presentation to partner universities, different international partners about the programs itself, which I will do. I'll give you a quick snapshot of the 3 young talent programs that we're now currently recruiting. But as a bonus, and because Indonesia is a very special member for the AIIB, I will deliver to you some CV or resume as what uh, mentioned earlier. One of the most important document any working professional should really pay attention, right? We really need to invest time in really writing an impressive CV, because guess what? What's the important document that we would only ask applicants, whether you apply in AIIB or whether you apply in other international organizations or even private companies? We wouldn't even ask for a copy of your diploma. We wouldn't even ask for a copy of your transcript of grades, which I know a lot of you are really smart students, top of your class. But unfortunately, that's not the first document we will ask from you. The first document you will need to submit would be your CV, and that needs to stand out. So, 2 parts in terms of our discussion. We'll discuss very quickly the AIIB Young Talent Programs, which a lot of you, I'm sure, have visited our website. So I won't give too much time on that. But I'm here to help you, give you insider tips on how you will stand out on your CV. So that's our bread and butter, our main discussion point for tonight. Now let me share my screen and let me discuss to you quickly the okay, let me discuss to you quickly the about the AIIB. Let me give you a quick snapshot about the AIIB. I know our previous 2 speakers have given us really great introduction. Let me supplement additional details and why that explains why you need to join, why you have to join AIIB at this very exciting juncture in our institution. So AIIB, we're the 21st century multilateral development bank. We're the youngest among multilateral development banks. I'm sure you're familiar with the older multilateral development banks such as the World Bank, Asian Development Bank. In only 10 years of our operations, we have already produced uh, hires. So we have already recruited successfully almost 730, 750 staff. We in AIIB represent 82 different nationalities. And AIIB's membership, we only started with 57 members when we started in 2016. And in 10 years' time, we have now able to encourage 111 members backing AIIB. That's a very great achievement. Just a perspective, the AIIB is with 111 members. We are now the second largest multilateral development bank after the World Bank Group. Of course, World Bank is still the biggest and the oldest with 181 members. And right after that is already AIIB with 111, surpassing even the other older MDBs before us. So that means 2 things. Number one, infrastructure is very important. Infrastructure financing is very important to a lot of developing and developed countries. And number two, multilateralism is still very much alive in this 21st century. With the 10 years of our operations, we have now 350 approved projects spread across 40 different member economies where we have already committed 68 billion US dollars of our approved financing. You will be able to see on the AIIB website some of our projects, and I think it's very important that you get to familiarize yourself. More on those tips later. That will be shared by one of our graduate program analysts, Ika, Indonesia's proud representative here at the AIIB. Later, she'll give you more tips, but looking at our projects, very important, so that you can familiarize yourselves as you research, as you prepare for your interview later with our Young Talent Program. So energy projects, one of our biggest portfolio at the AIIB, all renewable. We're not financing anything related to coal. We have our commitment to the Paris Agreement. Our operations are Paris aligned. One of the many energy projects that we have is this wind farm project in Kazakhstan, which will enable this region to access cheap energy, making electricity cost lower and stable. Transport, our second biggest portfolio. We have a lot of transport projects from airport, port, roads, bridges, and so on and so forth. We have one of those investments in India, which is a metro rail project in Chennai, where it will change how people commute daily and would really revitalize job creation and income in this city. And of course, in Indonesia, we have several projects as well. We're very happy with one of our big projects in Indonesia, first of its kind, development of pumped storage hydropower in Java Bali system. This is in partnership with the World Bank Group and many others projects that we have in Indonesia. Again, all of those will are found on the AIIB website if you look at our projects microsite. Now, what's in it for you? What do we offer if you'll be joining the AIIB as a young talent, as a full-time staff? We offer you career growth, work-life balance, total rewards. As an AIIB staff and as a as you join the AIIB, you will be given diplomatic visa. Diplomatic visa is an equivalent visa type as if you're working in an embassy. As an international civil servant, you will be given diplomatic privileges and immunities as you work here in Beijing in our host city. With a diplomatic visa, your salary, which is paid in US dollars, a competitive pay compensation package paid in US dollars, is tax free in Beijing. And Indonesia is a member of the AIIB as well. You also have your tax privileges with your income back home in Indonesia as well. So I think that's really good and that's really important. We also will help you, will provide you with your relocation. We know it's a big ask to ask you to come here in Beijing, whether you're going to be here with your partner, spouse, married or unmarried partner, spouse, child, or children. We will help you. We'll give you relocation assistance. We'll help you with your flight. Indonesia to Beijing would take you around 6 to 7 hours. We'll fly you business class, and on top of that, we will give you a lump sum allowance. Within the first 2 weeks, when you start at the AIB, we'll give you 20,000 US dollars within the first 2 weeks if you're coming by yourself. If you have a partner or eligible dependents, spouse, children, will make it 30,000 US dollars. That's your money. You use it, you keep it. That's to help you set up your apartment, your furnitures, buy a car, or you just want to save it. Up to you. We'll give that to you within your first 2 weeks. Education allowance for your kids or future kids. You can send them to international schools in Beijing or Indonesia or in other countries, other regions. AIIB will help in terms of the education costs of your children up to university. We would contribute to that, and then you will contribute to the education for your kids or future kids as well. And of course, apart from that, we have a retirement plan. You'll be covered on medical insurance And then, of course, my most favorite, you'll be working with diverse and inclusive teams. AIB is a very multicultural work environment, and I'm sure you'll be able to blend well with your respective teams as you join us here in AIB. Now, let's talk about the career options. What are the pathways for young talents to join AIIB? So we have three pathways that we want early careers. Early career professionals, young talents are a critical part of our workforce. The young talents, we will train you, we will mentor you. We want you to grow at AIIB, and we want the next set of officers and experts to be in-house trained through the three young talent programs that we're offering here at AIB. So first and foremost, the graduate program. So the graduate program, all of our three young talent programs, if you visit aiib.org/careers, we are currently open for applications. Applications are open till February. Don't forget the deadline. I'll talk about the timelines later. So graduate program, you only need bachelor's degree with 2 years of experience or master's degree with minimum 1 year of experience. You will be qualified in the graduate program. So we have different positions, finance and also corporate non-finance position ranging from investment, finance, risk, strategy, corporate, and also environment and social. For those of you who are studying or who have background in law, we also have our in-house legal training for young lawyers, legal associate program. You must have a law degree and 2 years of legal experience, whether you have acquired that as an in-house counsel or as a counsel in a law firm, a private public practice, and you have already passed the bar and fluent in English. Our main language in AIB is only English. You are qualified in the legal associate program, and it's also now open for applications. And the third program I would like to highlight to you is the Global Internship Program. This is not a full-time staff position. It's an internship, and you'll be joined by international young talents currently within their studies. This is open to candidates. We don't have work experience requirement for the internship. You just need to be enrolled or you'll be graduating this year, 2026, in your master's or PhD program. You are qualified to apply in our global internship program. And it's every year, every summer, May or June. And then you'll spend 2 to 3 months here. It's a paid internship, $90 stipend or allowance per working day. So that's around 1,900 plus US dollars per month for 22 working days. And we will take care of your round trip flight tickets and also help you with a visa, internship visa. Now, important timelines as I close this first part, the programs. For the 2026 graduate program and 2026 legal associate program, the two full-time position pathways for AIB Young Talent Programs, it's now open for applications. Prepare your CV. I'll have some tips for you after this deck, so that you'll still have time to prepare. You still have a couple of weeks. The deadline is February 15, almost less than a month from now. You still have time to perfect that CV. And then we will start with our screening, second half of Feb. Interviews will be conducted within the first half of March. And our offers, you will be, if you're interviewed and progressed in the stages, you will know the result within April. And then you will join us September 1st. So that's that timeline. The important deck to screenshot, just in case you want to remind yourself of the deadline. This is our recruitment timeline for the graduate program, legal associate program. For the global internship program, it's also open for applications for the summer internship. The deadline is February 28th. You still have more than a month to prepare your stunning CV. And we will proceed with our screening first week of March. Then the rest of March, we'll proceed with the interviews. We have 45 positions in our global internship program. So hopefully some of you will be able to join us. And then you will know if you're admitted to the internship program by April, and you will join us either May 18, June 1st, or June 29. Why do we have those onboarding dates? We would like to give three different options. We're aware with the different schedule of different universities. So latest would be June 29. And we would like all of our interns to join together so that we can have some socialization. You can get to know your other co-interns, and we'll give you introduction and training before we deploy you to your respective departments. All right. So that's for the AIIB Young Talent Programs. Now,
All right.
by the way, yes. Oh,
Yes,
sorry.
please. You still have the
Yeah.
time.
Yes. Now, for the second part, which is the more important part of our discussion, is our discussion about some of my CV tips. I'm an HR professional. I specialize in recruitment. I've been doing this for 14 years. And I recruit from young talents, mid-career, senior professionals. So the CV, the resume tips I'll give you is tailored for young talents. I've been doing this for 14 years. I'm paid to read CVs and endorse candidates to hiring managers. And hiring managers, they are busy, right? They're busy, they're very senior. We need to know our audience. They have very limited time. Me as a recruiter, I will not give all the CVs to the hiring managers because he doesn't have time for that. My job is to screen, HR's job is to screen those CVs, look for standout candidates, and endorse those candidates to the hiring manager, which ones would be really close and relevant to their requirements. So for this important segment of our discussion, I call it stand out, right? That's the goal. You need to stand out. We need Indonesian young talents to stand out in your application. So I'll give you your ultimate guide of writing a good resume. We call it resume or CV. It's just the same thing. Not really two different set of things. So I'm asked by our organizers, LPDP, to give you these valuable tips. How can you perfect, or how can you package better yourself, your achievements, all of your achievers in your own right with your different specializations, how to package that perfectly from an insider's point of view, right? So what's this number six, right? What's the number six in the context of good resumes, good CVs? It takes there's an eye tracking research from the ladders, and they ask recruiters how long does it take for an experienced recruiter to decide if you're a good candidate to be interviewed for a job, right? It's not 60 seconds. It's not 6 minutes. It actually takes only around 6 seconds, right? To put that into perspective, you close your eyes, you breathe heavy twice. That's the time. 6 seconds on average. Experienced recruiters and hiring managers will spend skimming your resume, sizing up your history, your hope, your dreams, before either tossing it into the rejected folder or moving you to the next round of the application process, which is interviews. So for those of you who will just enter the workforce, one thing is very clear. You really need to find ways to stand out and fast. Now, this slide shows the reality of job search. For example, there's one position that you're applying for, corporate position. Of course, it depends. I mean, these are just ballpark numbers, right? The bigger the brand, the bigger the company, more multinational it is. Imagine you saw a job posting. The bigger the brand, the bigger the competition, the bigger the applicants you would expect that job will attract, right? For example, you saw a corporate job opening. On average, mid-sized company would get 250 resumes, right? To emphasize the competition at the AIIB last year, where our next speaker have participated, we received 11,400 global CVs from 163 countries. Globally, we only have 14 positions last year. And we're very lucky to have someone from Indonesia within that 14. You'll meet her in a few minutes. That's a competition, right? The bigger the bigger the brand, the bigger the competition. The reality is that hiring panels, hiring managers, on average, would only interview top 4 to 6 candidates per position. They won't interview 100 positions for a job. Nobody has got time for that. And in the end, only one person would get the job, right? That's the level of competition that we have to go through, right? And for that, okay, this is just, difference between CV, resume. We have mentioned both are same, just terms interchangeably. With that message, with that level of competition, the message is very clear to us. Your resume is your marketing tool, not your diploma, not your transcript of grades, not the references anyone who would give you. It's your resume. Now, the problem of young talents would be, okay, Brian, I'm a young talent, right? I just came out of university. I'm applying for an entry level jobs. Most of the positions I can see on the market requires experience. I'm a fresh graduate. I need experience. So I have to get experience before I get experience. How do I do that, right? If you're also asking that same question, you're not alone. Everyone has gone through that same dilemma, same question. I have good news for you, especially those who are active in community work, campus organizations. When you say experience, it's not just talking about paid experience. It's not just about work experience. There are a lot of experiences you can package, which we will talk about later. So if you stick around, you'll know. I will not reveal right away, but there are several, right? And the problem today, the competition is so tight, or that's one of the biggest problem, right? The second problem is that the competition is already tight. And a lot of candidates, unfortunately, still unable to package themselves in a single document. In that one-page CV, they still struggle to package themselves. A lot of candidates just can't don't have idea how to articulate their skills, their abilities relevant to the roles that they would like to apply for, right? So the main question here is, how do you package yourself, right? I have, I'll give you a couple of tips. And the first main question you would have to ask yourself before you even write first word on your CV is you need to know what your resume is selling. You need to talk to yourself. Okay, self. What am I selling? When we're saying CV resume is a marketing tool, it needs to sell something. Are you selling yourself as an environment professional? Are you selling yourself as an accountant? Are you selling yourself as an urban planning professional? You need to be clear on that first. If you don't answer this question clearly, your resume will reflect it how disorganized your thoughts are, and you're not going to be able to successfully market yourself. With that, as requested by the organizers, we have an exercise. We will have a practical CV demonstration for all of you, right? What I'll do now is I will give you time to look at this CV, okay? I want you to really look at this carefully, right? I will hover it for those of you on their phones, on their laptops. Look at the CV carefully, okay? We will help one revise this CV. If your resume or CV looks like this, it should not look like this after this session or after you revised it, right? Any familiar? Any familiar aspects of it? You know, you look at your resume right now. If you have a copy of it, just take a look at it, and then we will repackage it together, right? So skill, personal info, objective, personal information skills, education. Okay, Brian, basic, right? Trainings, conferences, second page. Wow. Right. Interest, affiliations, internships, references, right? Take a look at that very closely, all right? Now, let's look at it piece by piece, part by part, right? So that I can help you, give you some other perspective, how you can stand out repackaging each one, right? Let's just go through the basics, your basic information, right? Email address, right? I know, sometimes we find email address like this cute when we were in high school, university, right? Personal email address, like I'm cute, pop star 2022, right? I see this a lot, right? And I mean, Brian, it's just an email, don't put too much attention. Oh, but it just shows how professional and unprofessional someone is. With the email address that they'll be guys, creating an email is free, right? Make it at least professional. You wouldn't believe how many young talents would still use their cute email address way back when they were still in university or high school. Email address, plain and simple. Make it your name. That's it. Plain, simple, professional. We don't even need to spend time on it, right? Address, Brian, what's wrong with the address? It's usually being asked, okay? A lot of international organizations or a lot of local legislations, it's different every country, right? Data protection, data privacy, right? It's your personal information. It's where you live, right? Recruiters, hiring managers, employers, they just need to know which city, which country you are located. I don't think they would you're not looking for a pen pal, right? Someone that you want to exchange letters with. So you're okay with city and country. That's it, okay? For your own safety as well, right? Sometimes all of these are basic, but guys, I'm telling you, it's not basic. And if you're one of those with still these basic don'ts, it's okay. Forgive yourself. You have attended this session. You have the right to revise it, make it better. This one is not a don't, okay? This one is actually a good practice, right? There are certain professionals where you need to show portfolio, right? Find a website where you can showcase your work, right? Where we're now starting the show and tell game in recruitment. Not a lot of people know this trick. Find a website that you can put all of your portfolio. It could be a public website, it could be Google Drive, or it could be any cloud drive that you can think of. You've done papers. If you publish it, good for you. You have the link. If you don't, a lot of our papers we don't publish. The papers that you write in your courses, the papers you write in whatever activities, in your internship, put it in a file, put it in a Google Drive, upload it, especially if you're in a profession that needs to see your writing sample, right? It could be your sample write ups. It could be some of your designs. If you're into communications and you're into visual arts, put up some of the posters that you have designed in your campus organizations or in your internships. Put up your portfolio. We call that portfolio, right? Show a sample of the things that you've done already. It doesn't have to be paid. You've done it in courses, you've done it in organizations, you've done it in internship. That's where we begin. That's where we see potential. Show and tell, right? We just don't focus on telling. We show them the examples of our work, right? Also, you want to create your personal brand. And you can find a lot of YouTube videos or articles about this. Put up a professional LinkedIn profile, right? You want your employer to search you publicly. You don't want them to see your not so good Facebook accounts with photos of this and that, right? You want to show your more personal, professional self. LinkedIn is a good site for you, right? Okay, so the full profile and then your portfolio, those are good ones, right? Not those. And then objective, right? Objective, right? Look at this. Doesn't send a message, not selling anything, just pure fluff. A lot of young talents still use this, do this at this day and age to obtain a position that utilizes my knowledge, my skills. I want to give my best of my professional ability. I'm a hard worker, I'm a team player, I'm ambitious. You're not selling anything, darling, right? What are those skills, right? Put it in there. How do we improve this? Let's help one, right? So, okay, the address, I forgot to edit, but okay, professional email, number, the portfolio, LinkedIn account, good. Look at the, not an objective, but the header, right? The header, it's called professional summary. It should answer two things, right? When I read it, when a hiring manager reads it, it should answer two things. Why are you qualified for the position? And what skill sets you are selling that makes you a good candidate for the role? That's it. 1 to 2 sentences, you should be done, right?
I'm sorry, Brian, you have 1 more minute.
I will. I will wrap it up. We're still heating up on the header. Give me 1, 2 minutes. We'll go through the rest of the pages very quick. Okay. Professional header. Screenshot this. Okay. Use it as your benchmark. Why are you qualified for the position and what skill sets you are selling? Education. Normal candidate. 95% of the candidates would present it like this. It's boring. It's useless. Right? Focus on what's important, your bachelor's or your undergraduate or your master's or your PhD. We don't need to know where you went for primary and secondary unless, yeah, I don't know why, right? But undergraduate is the nearest education you can sell, right? Don't just write where you studied your course, that's it. And when did you graduate, right? Make it, give it meat, right? Hiring managers are interested in what you've done lately, right? Not those elementary and secondary. Focus on highlighting your relevant coursework in education. You're applying for an environment position. Relevant courses, of course, should be relevant in that position, right? You're the best judge. Focus on highlighting that accomplishment or also thesis, right? Thesis is your first major output product. Put that, you've put in a lot of time and effort on that thesis, and that's the first taste of your professional output, your research. Put it there. And what are the outputs of that research? All right. Beef up education like this, you get eyeballs on your CV. Trainings and conferences, you put it like this, it doesn't make sense. No, not sending a coherent message to your potential employer. Don't just put there where you trained, when, and which hotel, or doesn't add value. You look at the job position that you're applying for. You think of the dozens of conferences and trainings you have attended, paid, unpaid, online, offline. Pick 2 to 3 that you think is highly relevant to the position that you're applying for, and then add insights. What have you learned, or what tools or skills have you received from that training? You don't need 50 trainings in your resume. You just need 2 to 3 highly relevant impact. Internship and affiliations. A lot of candidates would just list it. I don't know why a lot of young talents just like listing everything without proper context, right? Package it. What have you done? Right? Package it like this, right? Don't just list. Provide some details of your outputs in that internship. For your affiliations, you've held leadership positions in campus organizations in your community. Provide a brief description about the organization, right? That's how you see leadership skills. You don't say, I'm a good leader. You show it with your affiliations, okay? Internship, that's the evidence of what you have studied. Here's how I applied it. Package it like this, you'll get attention. Extracurricular activities, last tip. Community organization, you're a volunteer, right? You're not paid to do all of those, but those are very relevant to what you think you're applying for. Put it there. There's no harm. Again, when we say experience, it's not all about paid experiences. These extracurricular activities are actually sometimes a better signal of what this candidate is passionate about. Imagine you're not paid to do those, but you're still doing it because you're passionate doing it, right? So that's a good way of communicating your passion in the line of specialization. All of these, you don't even have to, right? I mean, skills, provide actual skills, tools, methodologies, frameworks. Good communication, relational skills, what's that, right? Enjoys, excels working in groups individually, doesn't make sense. MS applications, are you living under the rock? Everyone knows MS applications. Give me, are you advanced Excel? Do you have visualization, advanced PowerPoint? Like, what specific, right? Can work under minimal supervision, hardworking, punctual. Nonsense, right? Yeah, interest. Yeah. So again, references, you don't need to put in there. We're not going to contact that as we review your CV. We will ask you for references later if you're interviewed or we're interested to hire you. Just a waste of space. And then you'll put references available upon request. Of course, you have to give it to us when we ask that. So such a waste of white space, right? Okay, from this, one page with all the tips that I've given you. I'll give you opportunity to screenshot this. This should be the benchmark. And this is my gift for all of you. I want to see your application in our Young Talent programs this year, next year, and the next years to come. May you be successful in your chosen careers. Don't submit not so good CVs. Submit a standout CV and you'll have a great career. Thank you so much, Debbie, for the 5 minutes delay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brian. You're very passionate. And thank you for the comprehensive and practical insights on preparing strong application for AIIB Young Talent programs, including various recruitment programs, insider tips on crafting eye-catching CV, and attractive benefits. Thank you. We now move to our second speaker, who will share her experience in how to preparing for the interview. It is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Ike Larasayu. Good evening, Mbak Ike. Mbak Ike is a graduate program 2025 alumna and currently an investment analyst at AIIB Public Sector Clients Department, Region 1. She earned her undergraduate degree in architecture from the Bandung Institute of Technology, followed by a master's degree in infrastructure planning for the University of Stuttgart in Germany. She began her career as an individual consultant at the Indonesian Ministry of Public Works and Housing, where she built foundations in public-private partnerships. She later spent more than 3 years with the German Development Bank, working on green infrastructure initiatives across the water, waste, and transport sector in Indonesia. Ms. Ike, the screen is yours.
Thank you so much, Melalui. I hope my voice is clear.
Yes.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to thank DJS PSK and LPDPRI for facilitating this event. Once again, I'm very happy to be here, and my name is Ike Larasayu, or you can call me Ike, and I was accepted as the successful candidate in the previous batch of AIIB graduate program, and I'm currently working in the urban and water team of public sector department, specifically in Region 1, which covers Southeast Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, and Pacific. So as mentioned by Dewi, that before joining AIIB, I was for 3 years with the Bilateral Development Bank in Jakarta, also working in the urban infrastructure sector. And that experience gave me broad exposure to the development financing ecosystem. And it helped me a lot in understanding multilateral development bank's mission and investment operations in general, and also the hiring manager expectation. So, here today, I will be going to supplement what Brian has already mentioned, which was already extensive enough. So I'm just going to add a couple of things in here. So process overview. So the slide shows in a nutshell how the AIIB graduate program application process unfolds. So it's, as you can see, it's a long journey and preparation compounds at every stage. So just to be brief, after you submit your application, you will be contacted for an assessment, which consists of numerical, verbal, and logical reasoning in a multiple choice questions. If you pass, you'll move to the video interview where you have to respond directly to the camera for 2 to 3 minutes per question. These are like technical knowledge-based questions. Once you clear this stage, you are invited to the HR briefing. And this is important to understand that HR briefing is not an interview. Instead, it's a preparation session where HR walks you through the structure of the panel interview and shares practical tips on how to perform well in your panel interview. So make sure you prepare all the questions you have. In this regard is for Brian, once you pass the first 2 stages. And then after that, you will meet the hiring manager and the senior officers for the panel interview. Here, they go deep into your background and your experiences they expect you to have for the position you apply. In my case, because I interviewed for an investment operations role, which I was already familiar with, I focused on demonstrating my understanding of project issues, risk, problem-solving skills gained from my past projects preparation and implementation work. And we will go deeper into those techniques in the next slides. And finally, if you pass the panel, you'll be given a short case study brief via email. And you typically have 2 hours to come up with solutions and conclusions. Once you complete this final step, this is the decision whether you or not will be endorsed as the successful candidate and proceed to offering stage. Also, please note for the entire of my slides or presentation is based on my experience, reflects the route for investment operation role. The process and depth of questioning may differ for other positions such as risk, economics, corporate clients, or other technical areas. So we're now moving on to the what to prepare for your interview, especially the panel interview, the most important step. So to prepare effectively, start by understanding AIIB's mission and strategic priorities, especially its focus on the green infrastructure, regional connectivity, tech-enabled infrastructure, and private capital mobilization. Everything you need is available on the website, which is aiib.org. You can find anything on the menu, the toggle menu on the upper side of the website, such as its thematic priorities, business strategies, ongoing projects, publicly accessible project documents. In my case, because my expertise is in water and urban development, I reviewed AIIB's portfolio way before the interview in those areas and studied their strategy to climate action, water security, and sustainable cities. So from there, choose one or two projects from the project list. You see on the left-hand side, project summary, project list. From there, I suggest you choose one or two projects that genuinely interest you and connect naturally to your own background. Overall, gather as much relevant information as possible as you speak with substance, whether on the global climate agenda, financing mechanism, or the other practical challenges and opportunities within the field. However, researching the institution is only half the work. As Brian already mentioned before, it's important to know yourself, to know you. First step would be like designing your CV, as Brian already mentioned. So many candidates forget to research about themselves. So with the materials you gather, you start to form a full picture of what role actually requires, the problems you're expected to help resolve, and how your experiences align with that whole picture. Also, this is where you showcase your relevant experience and highlight your ability to collaborate with multidisciplinary teams and diverse stakeholders, government, private sectors, partners, local community, because collaboration is a fundamental in multilateral development work. But at the same time, what I really suggest, and something that I think usually missing from the candidate is to express your genuine passion, like underline, bold, genuine passion. Show what you are deeply committed to and what your motivation align with AIIB's mission, how your motivations align with AIIB's mission, especially if you care strongly about low carbon development, climate resilience, etc. In the end, the stage becomes the precious opportunity. This panel interview is, I might say, a very precious opportunity to bring together your story, your evidence, and the motivation, this genuine passion in a way that feels authentic. It has to be felt authentic. I always recommend preparing a structured speaking point, like 2-pager speaking points. The structure could be anything, but what I put in mind was who I am, how I wanted to be perceived by the interviewer, by the hiring manager, by the hiring senior officer, what you offer, and why AIIB, and if possible only, try to reach out to someone connected to the team that you are applying to, because that was like the most crucial things I've done preparing towards my panel interview. In my experience, even a 15-minute WhatsApp call, short message can completely change your understanding on the role you're applying and what the team is truly looking for. And next, on the techniques on answering the general or technical questions, I bet everyone is like fantastic already in crafting all the questions related to the technical matters or any general matters. But when it comes to answering both general and technical questions, the most important thing is to stay structured. Before the interview, I personally prepared, like I feel comfortable preparing a simple 2-pager speaking points that I already mentioned in the previous slide, because it kept me focused how I wanted to introduce myself, what impression I hope to leave to the hiring manager, what I could offer, whether it's in the sector knowledge, in my case, it's urban and water, how I understand many financing modalities, any familiarity with the country strategies. I also thought about the skill I bring, such as portfolio management, client coordination, negotiation, technical analysis, anything that fits the job descriptions that you are applying. How I would describe my past experience, why I wanted to join AIIB, and how I wanted to close the conversation. So everything I packed into like 2-pager speaking points. You don't have to be like really elaborate, but you know what you want to talk about from the beginning to the end. And I always thank the interviewers at the end, and I got this very kind advice from Brian. So for technical questions, I relied on this approach called POWER, which stands for problem, objective, work, effect, and reflection. And what is that actually? It's first stating the problem, and then stating the objective, the work you did in your previous job, the effect of it, and finally the reflection on what you did, whether it's successful, whether it failed, what are the lessons learned. This helped me avoid rambling and kept my answers always clear and structured in regards to any technical sector-related previous job experience questions. I also made sure every claim I made was supported by real evidence from my previous work, because panels, I tell you, that can instantly tell when something sounds superficial, even from the CV. Like, stay genuine, stay authentic, and show evidence. That's the 3 most important things. And honestly, being genuine matters so much. If you don't know the answer, just explain how you would think through the problem. And lastly, try to keep your answers like within like 4 to 5 minutes so they stay coherent. And one more reminder, emphasize your role, not the team's. The panel wants to understand your individual contribution and how you think, not the achievement of the entire team, nor the institution's achievements. Okay, last 2 slides. I hope I still have time. Yes. So what panels appreciate? I think I already covered some of the points on my previous slide. From my experience, panels mainly appreciate answers that are clear, easy to follow, something with a simple beginning, middle to end, like structure. I already mentioned that. They also respond well when you're confident about what you know, but still realistic, and when you support your points with actual examples instead of broad mother statements, broad statements. Another thing that matters is knowing your CV properly. Everything you put there should be something that, outside your head. And you don't have to try hard to explain without sounding like superficial. Panels also like hearing honest reflections, what went well in your previous experience, what didn't, and what you learned, because it shows how you actually work in a real situation. They also appreciate when you speak genuinely about what you're passionate about, especially if it's related to the sustainable development and the kind of impact you hope to contribute globally, especially in the long term. Also try not to over-explain something, because too many details can make your answers feel unfocused. Avoid any buzzwords, if I may suggest, unless you can really explain it well. And most importantly, describe your role honestly without exaggeration. You don't need to sound perfect, just straightforward and genuine. That's the keyword, genuine. So finally, this is my last slide. Hope I don't bore anyone. So final takeaways. As a final takeaway, I think it's important to remember that your preparation really builds on itself at every stage. The more you understand the institution and the role, and the clearer you are about your own story, the more naturally everything comes together during the panel interview. So your narrative matters just as much as your technical skills because it shows why you care about this work, how you care about the sustainable development, how you care about the global climate agenda, how you think. Panels also notice when you speak genuinely about what drives you, especially if you're genuinely passionate about these things I mentioned before, and the kind of impact you want to bring to the people around the world in a development field. You don't need to overly polish your answers, but just need a simple, structured, and honest ones. And from what I've seen, hiring managers, this is like important punchline, I think. And from what I've seen, hiring managers look for people who understand on-field realities, who can learn quickly and who work well with others. If you can show that through the way you answer questions, it already puts you in a strong position, in my opinion. So I'll stop here. Thank you for listening. Also, thank you for having me. Such an honor. I hope some of these insights help you prepare with more clarity and confidence. Finally, I'd also like to invite everyone to feel free to ask anything, but not only about the application process, actually, but also about maybe my first months working at AIIB, the workload, the types of projects I handle, the work culture and the team dynamics, or even what it's like to move to Beijing across the continent. It's the same continent, you know, across the world. Okay, I think that's all for me. Thank you, Devi. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ika, for sharing your first-hand experience and practical tips, including on how the process from start to finish, even the research and preparation, also on answering questions. We sure this session have provided valuable insights for prospective applicants. Thank you. We will now open the floor for the Q&A and discussion session with our speakers, Mr. Brian and Ms. Ike. Participants may raise their hands or submit questions through the chat box. We will begin the Q&A session by giving the opportunity for 2 or 3 participants who have raised their hands to deliver their questions directly. If any, you could raise your hand right now. After that, we will also discuss or take some questions from the chat box. And if we have time, we can have more. So please, and also please specify to whom the question is addressed. Is there someone raising their hands?
By the way, been answering some of your questions in the Q&A as well. So yeah, but you can answer.
Oh yes, I can see. Thank you very much, Mr. Brian. I don't see any raised hands. So yeah, from what I see, Mr. Brian already have answered some of the questions. Oh, someone raising their hands. Chatur Nugraha, Pak Chatur Nugraha, you can ask your question.
Unmute.
Yes.
Can you hear
me
me?
now? Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, actually, I already sent my question in Q&A, but it's maybe too long, so yes, I will repeat it because actually I've applied. Apply. I make application in the AIIB website, but the only available vacant position in my qualification is only in internship, I think. But because I didn't see any other vacant position about valuation in graduate program. So I apply in internship and I get an invitation to join what they call, what is this? I already sent there in QA. I forget as on 28 January or for I don't know, like just another webinar. So my question is, with my 10 years qualification, and I have also accreditation and valuation in business valuation and property valuation, and I already passed my PhD. Should I follow the internship or just go to graduate? What is your advice? Thank you.
All right. Thank you for the question. Quick clarification. You're currently in your PhD or you finished PhD?
I already finished my PhD at
And you have 7 years
2025. Early, yeah,
experience.
early 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got several questions on Q&A about what do we consider young talents and if we have age limit. All right. Let me answer this
Just
to the group. All right. What we consider young talents are those who have, yeah, maybe between 1 to 5 years of work. I mean, 1 to 5 years of experience. Now, for your case, and for those of you who have extensive experience, which we call more than 5 years of experience, I would invite you to check other opportunities that we have for a more advanced position. If you have more than 5 years, I invite you to consider associate or officer level positions because you have more extensive experience already. I think that will be more appropriate for you. So young talents, five below, more than five, we have more opportunities for experienced professionals. And
okay.
that's whole year round. Young talents, it's every December to Feb. But experienced professionals, more than 5 years, like you, we have opportunities all year round. If you don't want to miss any opportunity in AIIB, my tip, you don't have to go to the website every week or every day. Sign up a, sign up an account on the AIIB website, create job alerts, which is specialization you're interested, and then the HR system will send you an email to your inbox so that you don't miss any alerts in any of our upcoming positions. Okay, thank you for your question.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Catur.
Thank you.
Next question is Yulio Sitio. Pak Yulio Sitio, the floor is yours.
Hi, is my sound come through okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Mbak Ike, and also Brian for the insightful session. I'm Julio. I'm actually an engineer in a private company in energy sector. My question is for candidates coming from a technical or engineering background rather than a finance background, what capabilities or experiences does AIIB value most when assessing suitability for investment analyst role? And the second question is actually because Brian already shared some insider info, can I ask one question? Could you share an indicative number of successful candidates per stream in 2026 intake? Thank you.
Sure. Sure. So yeah, every year we normally depends on the demand from our participating departments. The number of positions every year changes, right? So it's usually between 10 to 20 successful candidates yearly. The batch of ICA last year, we got 14 successful candidates in their cohort. So yeah, that's easier to answer. So I'll get that first. Now, in terms of your first question, what are the combination of what's experience, background that makes a good analyst? It really differs in the position, right? It really differs based on which is specialization, which track you would like to focus. We have infrastructure team, we have private sector team. When we say infrastructure, it's a big word for us. We even subdivide that to urban, water, energy, transport, digital, health, and education. So the really important question before deciding would be which area, what kind of path you're really interested in pursuing, right? And based from that, you then decide, you then trim down what are the options for you. Now, maybe let's give the floor to Ika. Maybe Ika, you could share with some of our audiences your probably experiences, and you have met several people within your cohort, or you have met several people within AIIB with across various backgrounds, based from your conversations of the people that you have met, what are the types of backgrounds, where did they come from? I mean, there's no one path in really breaking into AIIB. So yeah, Ika.
Sorry, before Ika explaining, can I just clarify? Because the current opening is actually the investment analyst for energy
Yeah.
sector and also one
Yeah.
investment analyst for infrastructure. Based on
Yeah.
Brian's explanation that
Yeah.
infrastructure will be divided into energy, water, and
Yeah.
some other sectors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct.
I'm keen to actually apply for energy sector and also
Yeah.
infrastructure because it's like the
Okay.
bigger picture. Thank you.
And it's also related to one another. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually a good strategy.
Okay, yeah, maybe I can add things to the questions Masilio asked. I understand you have a background in engineer, and I tell you, Coleman, in a energy team or transport team, like all the analysts and associates, most of them come from the engineering background and also engineering working experience. They were working as like transport, like road or traffic consultant, or like airport engineer, or yeah, I know many like bridge engineer. So also some of them comes from the energy company, for example. So it's not only about these, investment perspective. I see a lot of colleagues come from engineering background. They can learn by doing all this investment, investment knowledge, investment work of doing. They learn on the financing part, financing instruments part. So it's something that the purpose of the graduate program is for you to learn by doing in this 2 years opportunity. So I suggest just shoot a shot, apply for the position. I think it's very well suited if you have background in the engineering and energy sector. That's definitely needed, because as someone who is in the investment operations departments, it's not only about acquiring a project, it's not only about supervising or implement a project, but also to know the technical reasoning behind it, why we acquire this project, why this project is important, how can we help clients, the government, so many countries to decide what types of investment projects is the best for them. So your background is a strong fundamental that can be supplemented by the investment operation knowledge, which you will be learning in this a year you're in your home department. So I hope it answers.
Yes, thank you. And also related to talking about experience, someone also asked about the experience should be from IOs or other organizations are also open. Mr. Brian, can you answer?
We're open to getting people with experiences, even not with international organizations. We have a lot of colleagues who came from private sector, who came from local firms. Again, I want to address this question in terms of the companies and in terms of schools. I got a lot of questions about that as well. In terms of your experience, whether you're from international organization, local NGO, private company, public company, government, we're open. Our doors are open to those different experiences because that's not even the main factor. The main factor really is consistency. Whether you're doing it in whatever company, are you doing the specialization? Have you been doing the work, the specialization consistently in different types of setting, whether public, private, if you're an environment specialist professional, you want to do environmental due diligence, whether you have done it in local, international, public, private, or in government, you're welcome to apply because it's the skills that would be tested and would matter, right? Also, in terms of schools, whether you're from top university, international university, local college, doesn't matter to us, right? In the age of diversity and inclusion, equity, everyone would have equal chances at the AIB. We're not going to look at the brand of the school. We're going to look at the quality of those skills. Those skills are going to be tested in practical exercises. Amazing student can come from big school, amazing student can come from a local college as well. You need to show us, you need to show the spreadsheet, you need to show the deck, you need to show the write-up, right? Whether you're from international, big school, small school, doesn't matter. Skills, skills, skills.
Noted, skills. Thank you very much. Next and last question for this session. I open the floor for Miss Amir Nur, Bu Amir Nur.
Thank you for the opportunity, Miss
Pak
Dewi.
Amir Nur, yes.
Yeah. So I have two questions for Brian and one for Miss Ike. So the first question for Brian, I just want to confirm whether the 5 years maximum, is it also work for the legal associate position or just the young talent position? And my second question is like, previously you mentioned about how the best candidate is having specialized in like environment or something that is needed by AIIB. So my question is like, maybe more like an advice, like let's say I have 7 years of experience, but let's say only 2 years are relevant to the position that I'm going to apply to. So in that case, is it better for me to apply for the Young Talent Program, or is it better for me to apply for the like officer level program? Because I think for officer level program, maybe I'm not competitive enough compared to other candidates. And my question for Miss Ike is like, can you share like 2 or 3 values that you think make you stand out the most and make you get accepted in AIIB? Thank you.
All right, let me answer your questions quickly. No harm in multiple applications. If I'm you, I'll apply to both. I'll apply to the officer level position that I see, I think I'm relevant. I'll also apply to the young talent because there's no limit in application anyway. Again, it's the question of relevancy, right? It's a valid point. I get that question a lot. Okay, I have 7 years, but if you really come to think of it, the only relevant is this X number of years. I'll be more competitive if I'll apply in the graduate program. You're open to apply, of course, to both. So yes, again, let me reiterate, when we say 5 years and below, it needs consistent and relevant experience. Someone could have worked for 10 years, but not actually relevant to the role. So your second point is actually correct. If you have 7, you think 3 years is the only one that's relevant, you highlight that at the top. You give few spaces on the other work experiences that you think doesn't really highly relevant, then you use that CV for your graduate program analyst application because you feel that 3 years is actually more solid, directly relevant to that. I mean, yeah, it's again career strategizing, right? But yeah, that's what I will do if I'm in your shoes. I mean, no harm applying to both, but I would have two different set of CVs for the officer level and for the graduate program. Ika.
Thank you, Brian. Also, thank you.
Don't be humble, Ika, okay? Don't be
No,
humble.
no.
We're very proud of you.
Yeah, I will be very brief because it's like 2, 3 values. Actually, this is something that I've never shared before. Thank you. This is something I've never shared before because it's actually my own manager, interviewer, during my panel interview, that shared this with me. Why I was chosen by him and endorsed to get the offering is my passion for a multilateral development bank. I think he saw that through me in the interview. I think that's something that important you have to showcase through the interview, how you're passionate about sustainable development, how are you passionate about research. Something that you have to, in Indonesia we have this this word called membara. It's like something that you have to showcase in a panel interview. I think that's something that my manager personally told me why I stand that out in a panel interview. And the second one, I think it's more on the, my prior experience, my prior exposure to the project development. I don't think this is something that everyone has to possess, but at least you are, you did your research, you got exposure before, either in your university, in your one of your major, or your previous job on the how it is in a development field, development ecosystem. So you are at least familiar, like how it works, what the development banks are trying to do, what is the mission. So I think something that you need to truly understand. That's the second value, the exposure to project finance and development. And the third one, there's also something that's shared by manager, is again, underlying both authenticity, genuine, because I don't know if I can share about this online, but what made me stand out in the panel interview from the other, like I think 3 applicants or 2 applicants that are also from Indonesia, is about the honesty, because previously this hiring manager, my current manager now, he screened the CV and he spotted for these 2 people that he truly can recognize, like spot on, that something on the CV is not authentic, it's not genuine, it's lie putting the CV, and that's definitely like a no-go. And just I can summarize passion with for MDB, the development world, and then exposure to the project development, and then the third one is honesty. I think that's the 3 values.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I'm going to take questions from the chat box. Some of the questions I choose represent some similar questions. The first is, I think someone asked about equality. Does AIIB apply regional or gender balance considerations in YTP recruitment? And how does it promote inclusivity and equal opportunity for candidates from different backgrounds? Maybe this one Brian could answer. And another one is for Mbak Ike. How did you frame your experience to show relevance and consistent to AIIB mandate? I think, yeah. Brian Philip first, maybe.
Yeah, I can go first. So yeah, good question. Yes, we are an international organization. Our recruitment policy is global recruitment based on merit, And of course, we have to be mindful in the age of diversity, equity, and inclusion. We have to, our main assessment is really the bedrock of our assessments is really based on skills-based recruitment. I've been emphasizing that since earlier. Doesn't matter where your school is, it doesn't matter your nationality, it doesn't matter whether you got your work experience local, international, public, private. If we use skills as a barometer, anyone can stand the chance, right? It's about consistency of how you are consistent in the specialization that you're trying to penetrate from your studies, from your internships, from your extracurriculars, from your first 2 to 3 jobs. Skills is the equalizer, right, of a merit-based recruitment. You know, it's more of show and tell. We want you guys to show us through the assessments that we will put you through, show us the skills, and the best candidate wins. And of course, we have to also be mindful. We don't have quotas in AIIB. Whether you're a national from a member or non-member, everyone is welcome to join AIIB. So with that, you know, we really embrace diversity in terms of our recruitment process. We have assessments. You will undergo series of assessments and psychometric evaluation to test fit. And yeah, again, our first barometer is merit. Other than that, the others would be about diversity, female, advancing female representation within our workforce. So thank you for the question. Ika?
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. How I showcase my experience to meet what AIIB is looking for. First of all, as I mentioned in my previous presentation, that I did my research first. I looked in strategy. I look into their green infrastructure priorities. Okay, am I here? Am I not?
Yeah, you're back. We can hear you.
Onto their again the climate agenda that after I did all my research, I highlighted and pointed out all the things that relate to my previous experience. I made this list down of what I possess and what I can offer to the team as a contribution. First of all, I list down all my sector knowledge, like how with all the points that I got from the AIIB strategy document, I pointed out all the sector knowledge that I've had my experience previously. Also, I listed down all the, for example, like how I knew about several financing modalities which are relevant to what AIIB does on a daily basis. And also I showcase my knowledge, for example, on the country strategy, because previously I was based in Indonesia and I work on investment infrastructure projects in Indonesia. So I'm familiar with the client.
We're losing you.
Okay.
Okay, you're back.
Am I back? Okay, sorry. It's the VPN. Also, as of each country, they have their own strategic development plan. They have their own priorities. Like Indonesia, we have RPJM and so on. So all those things that relevant to the strategies and the operations AIIB does on a daily basis. And the other thing also, I list down all the relevant skills I have, for example, in the portfolio management and the project operational, preparation, implementation, and also my skill on the client coordination, negotiation, how
We're losing you again, Baker.
Okay.
Okay, you're back.
Sorry for that. Truly sorry. Yeah, just to put it. So
Baker?
Relevant skills. Am I back?
Yeah, now you're back.
Okay. Yeah. The relevant skills. Portfolio management, preparation, this type of skills of client coordination, negotiation, showcase how you're familiar in doing negotiation with the central government or with the local government or with like clients in general. Also, the next one, what I frame also describing myself. That's like the most important thing to the hiring manager, because hiring manager is the first contact point of your work when you're hired. So you need to showcase and describe yourself. What type of individuals are you? Are you a team player? Individual, like showcase all these things to the panel interview to your hiring manager.
Okay. Rather than, I think we're losing you again, but I think we get the gist of the answer. To show relevant skills and preparation is key. We cannot hear you, Mike, but it's okay. It's fine. I think we get the gist of the answer.
I'm back. Okay, sorry.
No, it's fine. I would like to open last question from the attendees. I think this one, next one is Saif Untara.
Hello.
Yes, Pak Saif Untara.
Thank you.
The floor is yours.
Okay. First of all, thank you, Baike and Brian. So my question is, first of all, I'm Saif, and right now I'm doing a master's degree in NTU in business analytics, and my question is about the interview process. So I did notice that Baike mentioned about the case study, and also went through the websites for all the graduate programs, and I noticed there are quite a lot of like different positions. And my question is, does the case study apply? Does it apply for like every positions, especially like the one for the non-investment analyst? And then my second question, I think, is more of a like living in Beijing, I guess, as a non-Chinese speaker. I'm not sure if Baika or Brian is familiar with Mandarin or not, but how is it as a like an English speaker living in Beijing at first? Yeah, I think that'd be my question. Thank you.
Great. Ika, I'll give you the life in Beijing as an Indonesian. Hopefully, our internet connection would cooperate on your side. But just to answer to you quickly, our only language requirement is English. I started in AIIB when AIIB is 3 years old since 2019, and I've been here on my 7th year this year. If you'll ask me, my Mandarin skills, non-existent, zero. I just know a few words, not more than 10. I'm not a really linguistic person. I just know how to order extra rice. I want to pay my bill. I want to get the menu, one, two, three. That's it. Um, because it's the 21st century. You have your phone, you can take a photo of anything, and then there will be auto translate on almost anything. And then the Chinese apps, I know what to press. I get food delivered in my apartment, even at 1, 2 a.m., midnight, some cravings. You can easily do that here in Beijing, and the delivery fee even costs nothing. I mean, I feel bad doing that during this time of winter, but it's available. And yeah, taxi, Beijing made me so lazy. Taxi is so cheap in Beijing as compared to Manila. Yeah, I started in AIB. I'm 30 years old. I'm turning 37 in a month. Yeah, I just don't feel the time. I mean, I'm really having really a good time. Beijing is such a very modern city. And yeah, it's near Southeast Asia, near the Philippines. I can always go home almost once a month, every month. We have remote work option. We have annual leaves. You have 26 days of paid vacation every year, 10 days of family leave, 15 days of professional development leave, 15 days of sick leave. Monday to Fridays are working days, 9 a.m. to 6. 2 days out of those 5 days, you can work in your apartment in Beijing. When we say work-life balance, we mean it. And we are an international employer, so we want to have the best practice in terms of that work-life balance. Now, let me give the floor to Ika so that she could share to you her first months living that work-life balance life. Internet cooperate. I hope she's
Oh
in here.
no, I don't think.
Oh,
I'm here.
okay. You're here. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here. Okay. So just to be brief before the VPN acts up again. So yeah, living in Beijing, it's my 5th month in here right now. It's so amazing. Like everything is very convenient. China is very advanced. You know, they are digitalized in every aspect. Transportation, food delivery, the GoFood service are amazing. Also, you can find lots of halal foods, especially in Beijing. And also in the AIIB, we have our own canteen, and we also AIIB also has halal foods in their canteen with halal trays and halal utensils. Definitely like very accommodating because AIIB accommodates like 11 how many economies like members? Yeah. And anyway, also for Chinese, the bank does offer this Chinese class for free during lunchtime, which I take. I'm passionate in linguistics. I'm passionate in languages. So I take that every lunchtime on Monday and Wednesday. And it helped me a lot with, ordering foods and then go outside and then I go to shops, the supermarket, everything. And it's totally free and it's fun. I think this like free courses from AIIB as like a refresher during like heavy workload. So I'm always looking forward to the Chinese courses every like.
Okay, thank you very much. I think I would really like. You're not done yet, Baike.
Am I back? Okay. Yeah, I think the last. Case studies because I'm not really familiar with other streams other than investment operations.
Oh yeah, I forgot that question. The case study, I mean, the assessments are different based on the position. There are positions that we will do case studies because that's applicable for projects. We have activities, for example, for areas like communication where we would show a report and that report needs to be summarized in a deck, maximum 5 decks, 5 slides. We also have Excel-based exercises. We have written exercises. Again, as mentioned multiple times, it's a test of relevant skill set. Whatever that position requires, that's what we will have in the assessments. Thank you, Devi.
Okay, thank you very much. Look, I would love to, give floor to everyone. I'm sure there are still burning questions from the attendees, but the time shows that it's almost 9 p.m. And so we have to wrap up our program. But I'm sure they can ask you directly, can they, maybe through email or LinkedIn or other official channels. Yes, thank you for the engaging questions and thoughtful responses from our speakers. Before the closing remarks, we kindly ask the participants to fill in our evaluation form at the link we provided at the chat box to further improve the quality of our webinar in the future. To close our event, I would like to invite Bapak Dwi Larso, Director of Scholarship at LPDP, to deliver the closing remarks. Are you ready, Pak Dwi?
While waiting for Pak Dwi, you can message me on LinkedIn, add me on LinkedIn for your questions, if you still have questions.
I'm here. I'm here.
Thank you, Pak Dwi. I'm sorry we're a bit late.
Sorry, I didn't hear, Brian.
It's fine.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Brian and Mbaike. Now, Pak Dwi Larso, I give the floor to you.
Thank you, Mbak Dewi. Hopefully my voice is good, right?
Yes, very clear.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think on behalf of LPDP, we would love to thank Ibu Mesita for sure. We have cooperated with Bu Masita, I think, since last year. Yeah, this is the second time for me, especially, to attend this this meeting. And thank you for the colleague from AIIB, the alumni of LPDP. I think serve your experience with AIIB. And I think for LPDP, it's very important for us to support our best Indonesian talent, not only LPDP awardee, as well all Indonesian best talent to not only working but get experience in the global setting. I think if Indonesia want to be global player, the human capital must be global player as well. And LPDP has a policy, I think since 2 years ago, that we allow our alumni to work outside Indonesia as long as bringing Indonesian interest, especially in the multinational organization like AIIB. Today actually is very special day for LPDP. We just launch our registration recruitment for 2026. We have a very new revised program to support our Indonesian interests more, especially to support Indonesian industrial sector, strategic industry, as well supporting industry, supporting human capital to hopefully develop our industry better in the future. I think more and more we would love to have more Indonesian students, especially under LPDP, to go to the best school in the world, and we would love to have coaching clinic like this to prepare our prospective student to go to the best school in the world, in Europe, in Asia, as well in United States of America. I think this time we collaborate with the Ministry of Higher Education, Ministry of Religious Affairs, as well with the BRIN to support not only getting a best talent for education, as well to do some research as well for innovation and supporting industry. And we would love to have a cooperation as well, not only with the university in Indonesia overseas, as well with industry. So we already talked with Danantara, with the state-owned company as well. I think many institutions, many industry overseas to have cooperation with Indonesia, so our best talent can be absorbed to support the industry, get experience, and then back to Indonesia, build Indonesian industry. I think that's a message from us, from LPDP. Thank you so much for this cooperation, this agenda, this meeting. Looking forward for the next cooperation to have a stronger cooperation, especially with AIIB. Thank you so much, Mbak Dewi. Back to you. Good night, everybody. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Pak Dwi, for the encouraging closing remarks and continued support for Indonesia's future professionals. Again, we kindly ask the participants to fill in our evaluation from evaluation form at the link we provided at the chat box to further improve the quality of our webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of our sharing session. On behalf of the Ministry of Finance, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to AIIB speakers and resource persons, LPDP, and all participants who have actively joined and contributed to today's discussion. We hope this session has provided you with clearer pathways and stronger motivation to pursue opportunities through AIIB YTP. Should you have further questions, relevant information will be shared through the official channels. Thank you for your participation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a pleasant night and rest of your day.
Andrea, I come from France.
Hi, I'm Ike from Indonesia.
Hi, I am Daniela, and I am from Peru.
AIIB's Graduate Program is a 2-year rotational program designed for early career professionals. You will gain hands-on experience across investment, finance, risk, strategy, environment, and more.
We provide structured training, mentorship, and opportunities to work on real projects that advance sustainable infrastructure across Asia and beyond.
If you hold a bachelor's with 2 years of experience or a master's with 1 year, this program is for you. Applications for the 2026 graduate program are now open. Apply today and build the infrastructure of tomorrow with AIIB.
2026 Young Talent Program is now open. Apply today!
The Legal Associate Program is a truly unique program where you get exposure to a wide range of projects in multiple different countries and sectors, both in Asia and globally.
The graduate program has been instrumental in shaping my professional development. AIIB is my first multilateral development bank experience, and through the rotational programs, I've been able to actively contribute to different departments as well as to the bank's continuous growth.
The Legal Associates Program has been instrumental in my professional development. Through this program, I managed to take part in high-stake projects in Asia and beyond, together with colleagues from various departments.
The level of trust that was shown in me from management was probably my favorite part of the program. From day one, I got to take full responsibility over a wide range of projects and products.
My favorite part about the program was meeting and making deep connections and friendships with my cohort as well as across the bank. Having joined the bank together as a cohort and navigating the 2 years together, we've been able to build even stronger connections, and hopefully this will continue throughout after the program as well.
My favorite part of the program was to be able to work with professionals from different backgrounds, including investment professionals and other experts. This allowed me to extend my professional network and to benefit from the wisdom of colleagues.
I would say that one should consider how one's particular experience can be an asset to AIIB and the legal department. It's also important to remember that it's not necessary to have a banking or finance background to be a successful lawyer at AIIB. Our lawyers come from all different kinds of backgrounds.
My first advice would be to just apply. Taking the first step is often the hardest, but as long as you get your application in, you're already halfway there.
If you are planning to apply to the Legal Associates Program, my advice would be to approach it with a growth mindset and to be prepared to challenge yourself.
I think it's important to have an open mind, be open to trying different kinds of new things, including new areas of law that one hasn't been exposed to before. I also think it's important to have a can-do attitude and be a good listener.
I think having a strong work ethic and a positive attitude are essential for success, not only in this program, but at AIIB in general.
A proactive and self-driven approach would be the most important to be able to benefit the most from the program's opportunities.
Growing up in Kenya, I witnessed various projects being financed by multilateral development banks, and I too wanted to be part of an MDB and use my professional skills for the global good. However, most MDBs do not have junior level positions. They require applicants to have years and years of professional experience. AIIB is unique as it has genuine opportunities for young professionals. Its legal associate program gives young lawyers like me the opportunity to be exposed to different areas of law, be mentored by, and work with skilled and very experienced colleagues. Also, the opportunity to relocate to a different continent and experience new cultures was very appealing. This has been the best career move for me. I get to collaborate with colleagues from all over the world with different professional backgrounds. It's not just about working together, rather, it's that everyone's voice matters. This results in a richness of ideas where we get to discover the best approaches to deliver quality and timely service to our clients. After work, I enjoy a variety of experiences in Beijing with my colleagues. I am Joyce. Diversity and inclusion is at the heart of AIIB. This is the AIIB way.